The water's rising slow and hot. The frog's still dreaming in the pot. Steam whispers secrets to the air. Do you jump or do you dare? Tick tock, the heat won't stop. The lid shakes like it's gonna pop. The pot boils over again. Pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leap. Take your shot. The pot boils over, like it or not. Cyril's cards fell just as planned. He dealt the aces, played his hand, but the crowd's awake, their voices loud. A restless wave, a roaring crowd. Tick tock, the time runs thin. Boiling point, it's sink or swim. The pot boils over again. Pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leap. Take your shot. The pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over. Pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over again. Pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leap. Take your shot. The pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over. 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 Pot boils over, like it or not.
Oh yeah, the pot boils over. DJ Silver Eagle, and this next one's just for Charles von Onselen, the voice of reason. That's right, folks. One of his favorites. Steamed crabs just ain't boiling frogs.
Crack the shell of a Baltimore dream. Old Bay whispers on a summer steam. Dip your hands in the Chesapeake tide. But frogs don't boil, they leap outside. Maryland crabs on the plate, so divine. But Cyril's pot ain't catching the time. Steam crabs just ain't boiling frogs. They hop, they jump, they're breaking logs. You can't pin them down, they're sly and slick. Steam crabs sit, but frogs are quick. South African shores with a fiery grin. Cyril's stirring, but he won't win. Frogs in the kettle, they leap so high. Crabs stay low, but frogs kiss the sky. Saxophones scream as the bubbles rise, but frogs escape, no compromise. Steam crabs just ain't boiling frogs. They hop, they jump, they're breaking logs. You can't pin them down, they're sly and slick. Steam crabs sit, but frogs are quick.
steamed crabs just ain't bullfrogs. Inspired by Cyril Ramaphosa. Stay tuned for the next one, folks. Come on, be honest, fellas. Be honest. Tell me Sydney's jeans didn't do it for you. Come on, fellas. Be honest. Don't lie. Tell the truth. You all know the truth. Sydney's jeans just got you looking that way. That's right. I gave up on Demon, but I thought it was dead. Sydney's turned my head.
I gave up on denim, thought it was dead. But Sydney's jeans turned my head. Faded blue with a reckless vibe, like a memory I can't untie. Sydney's jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need them now. American Eagle, show me how. Thread so fine, they tell a tale. Every rip's a story, every stitch a sail. She walks the street, she owns the scene. I'm chasing dreams in Sydney's jeans. They bring the past into the now. I'm sold, I'm hooked, I don't know how. On my thighs, wearing the stars under open skies. Sydney's vibe is the fire I crave. Denim dreams that can't behave. Sydney's jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, American Eagle, show me how. Sydney's jeans so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need them now. American Eagle, show me how. Sydney's
Oh yeah, come on fellas, be honest. You know that did it for you. Sydney's jeans. And another song inspired by the ever popular Cyril Ramaphosa. It's Pala Pala Nights. Little switch up for reggae before we get into conversation tonight. Pala Pala Nights. Oh yeah, money stuffed in my sofa. That's how we do it, Pala Pala. The Gangsterland coming your way. Cyril, take it away.
Money stuffed in my sofa, a treasure untold. Shira's got a game ranch, stories unfold. Pala Pala, ritzy joint, glimmer and gold. Stay overnight, don't you stray. Couch cushions hide a rainy day. Pala Pala, where the secrets play. Under the
Cushions, the cash will stay.
Pala Pala, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day. Hey. light beams, luxury whispers and velvet dreams. Sarah laughs, but nothing's as it seems. Game of chance or a clever scheme, hidden fortune stitched in the seam. You'll never know till you're caught in the stream. Palo Palo, where the secrets play. Under the cushions, the cash will stay. Palo Palo, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day. Palo Palo, where the secrets play. Under the cushions, the cash will stay. Palo Palo, don't give it away. Rainy day, rainy day. Hey.
Palo Palo Nights, inspired by Cyril Ramaphosa's money laundering operation. Yeah, and now this song, inspired by Bianca, the Sunnyside Prowler. Here we go, folks. The grass is greener. Last one.
They come to our shores with a suitcase dream, chasing the glow of that golden beam from far off lands where shadows lie. Here they find a brighter sky. Every step, every mile, they're reaching for the American style. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. Factories hum with a steady grace, ideas born in this boundless space. A light bulb flash, a towering steel in every corner. The promise feels real. From the ground to the stars, we're built on dreams, we're raising bars. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America.
Oh yeah, the grass is greener. And that song inspired by the Sunnyside Prowler herself, trying to tell us that America was not where the grass is greener. This is a U.S. 48, lower 48 states continental pin, the American flag. There is no crab meat in my shirt, in case you're wondering. Freedom reigns. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And the Trumpsters at it again. We'll get into that in just a second. But that music, The Grass is Greener, was also inspired by the wide open spaces of the mountain states of the great western United States, where I was at earlier this week and last week. Amazing stuff. I'm going to play you now music I compiled, a instrumental that is showing you Old Faithful, the geyser, or as South Africans and much of Europe say, geyser. We say geyser in America. Old Faithful, the most reliable geyser on the planet, erupts approximately every hour, every day of the year. Rain or snow, sun or sleet, snow, it doesn't matter. Old Faithful. So here you go, folks. Enjoy this. It's a little instrumental, and then we'll get into our conversation for tonight. Here you go. This is Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park. Just a few days ago on the 30th of September, 2025 at 2:22 in the afternoon. Hey folks, welcome back again. This is Chris live for Night Owls. We're back in the studio for Night Owls. A little knackered last night. It was after 1 by the time I got back to the house, so I really couldn't do a Night Owls last night. I'm going to take my American flag off now because it seems to be distracting some people. But this is an American flag pin. I don't usually like getting things that display the American flag unless it's American flag, but this was really cool. I bought this at one of the gift shops along the way. It's the lower 48, the American flag on it. So many pins I picked up while out there, a lot of them in this trip. So welcome back. It was absolutely stunning. The skies are gorgeous. The air is so clean. Fascinating place to be. I hadn't been out to Wyoming since 2021, so 4 years. I hadn't been in Utah since much longer, in Idaho much longer than that, or Montana. So it was great to hit all 4 of those states. Truly God's country out there. And no, there's no sulfur coming out of the Old Faithful. It's just water. There are other spots with sulfur and you can smell them, but that's not a spot where the sulfur's coming out. It's absolutely stunning. It's a place it's a bucket list place you should go to at least once in your life. Check it out, folks. It was truly amazing. It's great to be out there. There were so many people lined up waiting to watch Old Faithful go, and they have lodges and inns around Old Faithful in a half moon arc, and then you can walk around the path. But I didn't walk around the path. I've done that before, and with my hip, it really wasn't necessary. I just wanted to get there and get Old Faithful so I could record that for my audience, and that's what I did. So what you just saw there is me flying 5 hours across the country, driving for 3 days or 4 days to get to this location to film that for you. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it here. I will load that video up on my channel, and hopefully it'll get some attention. I like the music with that one. So, yeah, Old Faithful, Wyoming. Yep. Good evening, everybody. Willem Hart, welcome to you. Boy, now I'm 2 hours ahead of you. It's only 9:22 back there in the mountain region. And where's Courtney at tonight? He should be here. Yep. So, yeah, anyway, breaking news. Donald Trump has worked out a peace deal with the terrorist in Hamas, and they're going to release all hostages and apparently the cadavers of those who have died. Shocking development here. Let's hear what the president has to say. He wanted to thank some folks. Let me play this very quickly for you guys. This is President Trump earlier. Just trying to find, there we go. That's what I want right there for about 1 minute.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together. Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents, because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East, and we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
So that's the president, folks. Hang on a second. It's not acting up here on me. That's not what I want. Go back here to the story. Okay, so Trump addressed the world from the Oval Office. Well, we can't trust Hamas, but if Trump actually is successful and this goes through, the Nobel Committee denying him the Nobel Peace Prize would just prove how fraudulent the organization is after giving one to terrorists repeatedly and then denying one to a man who's ended more conflicts than anyone in history. Anyone in history. You're going to see Billy tomorrow. Excellent, Willem. He's an interesting character. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Qatar is putting a lot of pressure on the Hamas terrorist group. Yep. How do you treat terrorists fairly? With carbonite, with with lead. Yeah, worked for the East Queen Municipality. Oh, you're talking about Charles, okay. Yep, so there you go. So Donald Trump has addressed the world. Hamas today announced it agreed to release all Israeli hostages, dead or alive, as part of Trump's Gaza peace proposal. Leaders also indicated they were prepared to enter mediated negotiations to finalize the deal. Based on the statement just issued by Hamas, I believe they're ready for a lasting peace, Trump wrote in Truth Social. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. Right now, it's far too dangerous to do that. We're already in discussions on details to be worked out. This is not about Gaza alone. It's about long-sought peace in the Middle East, something Donald Trump had achieved with the Abraham Accords, but Joe Biden pissed away. Trump released a video from White House, which I just showed you part of. I want to thank all these countries. Yep. The announcement came hours after Trump issued a public warning to the terrorist group, noting its leaders would be hunted down and killed if remaining hostages were not released by Sunday night. Hamas said in a statement it held in-depth consultations with leadership, institutions, extensive consultations with Palestinian forces, and faction and consultation with mediators and friends to reach a reasonable position regarding Trump's plan. Yeah, you're all going to die unless you end it. Yep. Following Hamas' response, Israel is preparing for immediate implementation of the first stage of President Trump's plan for the immediate release of all hostages. Benjamin Netanyahu said in an announcement, "We will continue to work in full cooperation with the president and his team in order to bring the war to an end in accordance with the principles set forth by Israel, which are consistent with President Trump's vision." The broad issues in Trump's Gaza proposal, including the future of Hamas, Gaza and Palestinian rights, will be addressed within a unified Palestinian national framework, with Hamas participating responsibly in the process. Well, they won't participate responsibly. Trump said last week we unveiled a 20-point plan calling for an end to Israel's military operations, the disarmament of Hamas, and the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip under a Palestinian governing body overseen by an international coalition led by the U.S. Hamas agreed to return all 40 hostages. The statement did not address the disarmament because they won't disarm. So they'll be getting attacked again. I would love to know how many of these scumbags are left alive. Yeah, folks, they can sit there and hate Trump all they want. The Congo, the Abraham Accords, Georgia. It's one peace agreement after the other. The guy just keeps ending wars everywhere. 7 October, chance that Trump is going to get it done by then. Well, that'd be pretty cool for you, Charles, yeah. Yeah, that is straight talk. Yeah. Well, Trump and I are the same way. We tell the truth. We tell it like it is. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't play these games. Life's too short. Too many things happening. Hamas accepts Trump's plan. What is with this? When this thing is not working properly. Hang on. Hang on a second. Still not right. Using my laptop, changed my settings in here. The plan aims to secure the release of Israeli hostages held in the Gaza Strip and end a 2-year conflict that has reduced much of the enclave to rubble. Hamas said Friday we conditionally accept the White House ceasefire, including a statement by Trump. It led him to believe that they are ready for lasting peace. Well, the left is going to lose their mind. Trump is busy, while the Democrats are preventing the government from operating, Trump continues to get things done. Meanwhile, the terrorists who murdered Jews in Manchester, of course, this is something facilitated by the corrupt government of Keir Starmer, falsely recognizing a terrorist state of Palestine. And that, of course, encouraged these idiots on Yom Kippur to pull this crap. UK synagogue attacker was under investigation for rape. And his dad praised Hamas for the October 7th. Jihad al-Shami reportedly had other convictions, but wasn't on police anti-terrorism radar. Witness said he shouted, "This is what they get for killing our children." I don't think anyone attending the synagogue in Manchester killed anybody, you moron. But this is the country that Keir Starmer and the leftists want. And frankly, the Tories want it too. Both political parties have betrayed the citizens of the United Kingdom. Only one party stands for Brits, and that, of course, is the Reform Party. The rest are just scumbag, grifter, career politicians. The Tories, the Labour Party, neither one of them is legitimate. They're both frauds. They're both there to simply give the country away. An invasion. The UK is gone. There is a slim chance it can be saved. The terrorist who attacked the Manchester synagogue on Yom Kippur was on bail for rape. In what appeared to be the first statement linking to the deadly attack in the war in Gaza, one eyewitness told UK's ITV News the attacker shouted, "This is what they get for killing our children," as he tried to enter the Heaton Park congregation on Yom Kippur. Reports came amid a vigil near the site of the terror attack, where UK Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Minister David Lammy also was jeered by audience members demanding the government to shut down pro-Palestinian anti-Israeli protests. Local residents Adrian Dolby, 53, and Melvin Kravitz, 66, were killed and 3 people were seriously wounded in the attack that took place on the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. Shimani, a 35-year-old Syrian-born UK citizen. How the hell does he have UK citizenship? Go back to Syria. This is what you get for giving your country away. Was fatally shot as he tried to force his way into a synagogue. Dolby was apparently accidentally shot dead by law enforcement as he helped barricade the door. He was under investigation for rape, thought to have occurred earlier this year, and was out on bail when he carried the attack. Why is this guy on bail? A source cited by The Guardian said he had several lesser criminal convictions unrelated to terrorism. Another source said he was on nobody's radar, but definitely had a criminal record. So, will reporting this get you in trouble with the UK fascist authorities? Reporting the Islamist fascist murdering terrorist killing Jews in synagogues in Manchester? Will this get us banned in the UK? Probably. The corrupt fascist censorship government of the United Kingdom probably will censor you. His family condemned the heinous attack. Yeah, right, because you're afraid you're going to get targeted next. The news from Manchester regarding the terrorist attack targeting a Jewish synagogue has been a profound shock to us, wrote Father. The Al-Shami family, UK and abroad, strongly condemns this heinous act. Well, why don't you go back to Syria? We fully distance ourselves from this attack and express our deep shock and sorrow of what has happened. That won't bring back the lives of the people that were murdered. Hours after UK newspaper The Times uncovered Facebook post by the terrorist surgeon's father calling for Israel's destruction. You see the fraud? The father says, we're shocked. But he called for the death to Israel and praised the October 7th attacks. Do you see? Not a legitimate immigrant, not someone who adds to the quality of life in the United Kingdom, an undercover sympathizer with terrorists. Deport them all. Send them home. Send them home. We express shock over the death of these people. But when people find his social media post, what does he do? He venerates the attack on October 7th, a known terror supporter, a surgeon in the United Kingdom. Here he is. Faraj al-Shami, father of the suspect. We fully distance ourselves from this attack and express our deep shock and sorrow over what has happened. Our hearts and thoughts are with the victims and the families, and we pray for their strength and comfort. But hours later, the Times uncovered Facebook posts from the father calling for Israel's destruction and applauding Hamas' invasion of Israel, which sparked the war. In a post from the day Hamas onslaught, Shami hailed the terrorists invading Israel by land and air as God's men on earth, adding that they proved beyond a shadow of doubt that Israel will not remain. In a post 3 days later, he called for the release the elderly and children. What have you done so far as a miracle by all standards? Do not harm them in a moment of anger. They have no place in war. May God grant you victory, support you, and guide you to the right path in a battle of history that will record the beginning of the liberation of Al-Aqsa, God willing. Wow. He also celebrated Iran's deadly missile strikes killing Israeli citizens during the country's 12-day war. Unbelievable.
I was outside in the grounds of the synagogue because there'd been reports of a suspicious character who was asking for directions to a place further down the road, and he never went to those directions. He actually then appeared again right in front of us where we were standing, and I spoke to him and I asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "It's a free country, I can go where I like."
And murder who you like because they let you in. You're right. They named a child Jihad. That tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. The UK has allowed millions of scumbags like this into their country. Millions. And our authorities have done it too. Millions of scumbags like this. They have no desire to assimilation or contribution to the society. Their only goal is invasion and destruction from within. Invasion and destruction from within. That is what they're doing. Amrel gave 40 Rand super chat. Clouds are gathering. Thank you for that. Is it Inkwell Odyssey's birthday? I didn't see that. Where is Inkwell Odyssey? I don't see Inkwell Odyssey. Did I miss something? Can somebody tell me if it's Inkwell Odyssey? Training after 50. That's interesting. Thank you, Amrel. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the cake up. I didn't see it, but I'll take it that it's his birthday. Or her birthday. I don't ever know if it's a guy or girl. Okay. So I presume it's Inkwell Odyssey's birthday. So here you go. Happy birthday to you. Well, I haven't got rid of the bell. Arctic, where have you been? I've been doing the clouds of gathering for weeks now. Ever since that stupid video. And I rang the bell earlier. You weren't here. Happy birthday. All right. I haven't got rid of the bell. Bell's right here, Arctic. Right here. I'm back in the studio. I didn't take it with me. I don't carry that bell with me. Yep, unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. Yeah. Oh, we have sympathy for the family. Yeah. You murderous bastards. Wow. Let me spike my black coffee before hearing more crappy news. Crappy news? Well, let's find some good news. Let's find some good news. Here's some good news. The United States carried out a strike on another Venezuelan narco trafficker. More drugs that won't poison Americans and kill them. Yay. You know, sometimes you just have to look around. I mean, you know.
A fucking goat outside.
It's just a goat.
No. It's a fucking goat.
Sometimes it's just a fucking goat. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. The show is taking a downturn. Blame lies that crazy guy who attacked the mosque, not some broad stereotype everyone else. Well, Dogzilla, your inability to listen to what I just said is your problem. The man's social media posts prove it. He claims to have sympathy and feel bad and shock. Yet he posted social media post after social media post venerating terrorists and hailing terrorists. You tell me. You tell me. And don't pull that bullshit, we haven't let terrorists in. We caught 118 known terrorists on the watch list during the Biden regime, and they weren't even trying to catch people. 118 in 1 year. Thousands have flooded in this country. You don't like it, piss off. It hurts your feelings, Mr. Leftist. That's so sad. You know what this is? The smallest violin in the world. Smallest violin in the world. You don't like the truth? That's your problem. It's a fact. I worked counterterrorism. I know this shit goes on. Don't delude yourself and hide yourself. Go to Dearborn, Michigan, if you don't believe this. Look at these people proudly burning American flags by raising Palestinian flags. These aren't Americans. These are infiltrators. They have no desire to become part of our country, no desire to assimilate. Now, you trying to extrapolate that to cover all the people who've come to this country is your problem. We've taken Arabs in this country for over a century. Since the beginning of the 20th century, we've taken Arabs in. Lebanese, Syrians, Israelis, Egyptians, Moroccans, Tunisians. We've taken them in for over a century. And they've become part of the fabric of this country. But these scumbags have no desire to be part of this country. Does that hurt your feelings, Dogzilla? I'm sorry to hear that. You come here like a little shithead, trolling every night, pissing off my viewers, and I tolerate it. But the channel's taking a downturn. The downturn is letting you be a troll. My generosity has no bounds. My tolerance is getting thin. Here we go. Good morning. Thank you for the 70 Rand. By the way, Dogzilla, where are your super chats at? You're not super chatting. You get to say what you want. Can't believe how long that burning flag shit has gone on without intervention. Agreed. No, these people carry pride flags. They carry Syrian flags. They carry Mexican flags. They wave them everywhere, but they stomp all over the American flag. Get the hell out. I didn't say you couldn't fly those flags, but don't stomp on my flag. Unbelievable. Xavier says, oh, wow, very well said, Colonel. Thank you. Thank you. Seems like you're the only person who noticed it. Channel's taking a downturn. If you think that killing narco-terrorists who poison Americans is a bad thing and a downturn of the channel, then you're living in an alternate reality. Alternate reality. Oh, my goodness. The United States killed 4 people in a strike against a vessel allegedly carrying illegal drugs just off the coast of Venezuela. Strike is at least example of President Trump's efforts to use military power in new and often legally contentious ways, that from deploying active duty troops to Los Angeles to carrying out counterterrorism strikes against drug traffickers. Well, I'm sorry, Idris Ali and Phil Stewart. No, Trump using active duty troops in Los Angeles wasn't controversial. It wasn't legally contentious. It's perfectly legal under the Constitution, and he defended federal property. That's all they did with him. Learn to read the Constitution. Learn to understand posse comitatus. Learn to understand the law before you pretend to be a journalist, Ali. Before you pretend to be a journalist, Mr. Stewart. You know what you're talking about. That's not contentious. That's bullshit coming out of your leftist minds. It's perfectly acceptable and tolerable. That's what it's there for. We swear to uphold the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So we're supposed to sit by while people attack federal buildings and federal property and attack federal law enforcement? No, 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 no. No. Here's some good news. A Byzantine city in Israel, a hoard of gold coins was turned up in a site where they've been doing archaeology for years. Byzantine gold hoard reveals final days of an ancient Christian city. A remarkable discovery, 97 Byzantine gold coins and exquisite jewelry, has shed new light on a dramatic final chapter of an ancient Christian city near the Sea of Galilee. The extraordinary hoard unearthed at Hippos, or Sustita, by University of Haifa archaeologists represents one of the largest Byzantine treasure finds ever discovered on dry land in Israel. The treasures were likely hidden around the year 614 AD as the Sassanid Persian army swept through Byzantine Palestine, according to expedition co-director Dr. Michael Eisenberg. The hoard includes coins spanning nearly a century from Emperor Justin I to the early reign of Emperor Herculius. Most remarkably, archaeologists discovered remnants of the original cloth bag that once contained the precious items. Among the coins is an exceptionally rare trimesis, likely minted in Cyprus during the Herculeus revolt against Emperor Phocas in 610. This represents only the second such coin ever found in Israel, making it a numismatic treasure of immense historical significance, reports the Times of Israel. The discovery occurred by pure chance when metal detector operator Edie Lipsman noticed a signal near a large stone between two walls. The device went crazy. I couldn't believe it. Gold coins started appearing one after another, Lipman reported. The team has been excavating for that site for 26 years, making this unprecedented find even more remarkable. And there you are, pointing out the coin as they found it. The hoard's eclectic jewelry collection suggests it may have belonged to a wealthy goldsmith. Dozens of coin or gold earring fragments adorned with pearls, semi-precious stones, and glass demonstrate the sophisticated craftsmanship of Byzantine artisans. The fine craftsmanship combing semi-precious stones and pearls, I hope modern jewelers will recreate this beauty. During the Byzantine period, Hippos served as an important Christian center with 7 active churches overlooking the Sea of Galilee. The city's strategic location made it vulnerable during the tumultuous 7th century when the Persian invasion and subsequent Islamic conquest reshaped the region's political and religious landscape. This golden testament to Byzantine prosperity illuminates the final moments of a thriving Christian community preserved for 1,400 years until chance and modern archaeology brought their story back to light. There's a good story. Dogzilla, there's a good story. Did you leave? You want a good story? Carlos says, this channel is consistent ever since I started watching. Yes, it has been. It has been. Downturn is because our tolerance and willingness to sit down and talk. Sadly, some groups do not want to talk. They only want to dominate. Exactly, and that's what Dogzilla is all about. Trolling, and, what's this bullshit here? He comes in, well, I know a refugee family that's going to Italy. Stop with the bullshit. They're not refugees. I don't know who these people are. They're not refugees. Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Anyway. Been tolerating his nonsense for a long time and letting him get away with all kinds of crap and polite and friendly to him. And he pulls this bullshit. This channel's taking a downturn. Fuck you. This channel doesn't take a downturn. You're an ass and you've been exposed as one. That's your problem, not mine. Yep. Anyway, so that's a pretty amazing story. Did you guys know that the Mongols, amongst the Mongols, were Christians? Because they took a lot of slaves and the slaves brought Christianity with them and Buddhism and Islam. And a lot of Mongols were Christians. For centuries, they were Christians. Yep. Including the great Khans. A couple great Khans were actually Christians. Did you guys know that? That's how far Christianity reached. It reached all the way to China. Oh, Charles knew that. Well, not everybody knows that. Not everybody knows that. We were told by the Mongols yesterday, so I thought I'd mention again. Anyway. So, firefighters are battling a large blaze at Chevron refinery in Southern California. That's not good. Starting to feel like old school Friday night owls. Rights groups are calling for Julius Malema to be removed from the Judicial Service Commission. Well, that's about time. A number of civil society organizations have called for Malema to be removed from the Judicial Service Commission, saying his recent criminal conviction history of legal transgressions make him unfit to serve. He's been unfit since the day he was appointed to the body. In a joint statement on Friday, Freedom Under Law, Defend Our Democracy, and the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution said the conviction this week of the EFF leader in charge relating to the unlawful possession and discharge of firearm in public demonstrated that he is not a fit and proper person to sit on the Judicial Service Commission. Yep, no doubt about that. Though it's been reported he's planning appeals against both firearms and the hate speech ruling, these are nonetheless serious findings made by our high courts that Mr. Malema has acted not only unlawfully but criminally. Because he's a criminal! He's a criminal. Oh, you watch a podcast on the History Channel. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, he's laughing now. Ah, see, I knew I'd get you to come back and chat, Dogzilla. It's so easy to play that violin. So easy to play that violin. Welcome back, Dogzilla. So what's the downturn? What are you upset about? Because I rightly call people who don't want to assimilate in America for what they are? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I didn't know. So what, the History Channel has a documentary? I didn't know. But no, there were Christians. I mean, in fact, for a while there, Karakum, I think Karakum was the home of the one of the sons, the first son, the third son of Genghis, who succeeded to the throne. I think he's the one who built Karakorum, his capital, and it was the most religiously tolerant city in the world at the time. Yeah, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, all were there. All could ply their trade. And then while the men were all fighting war, the women ran the Mongol Empire from back there for a decade. Yep. Christ's influence is far greater than established religious history proclaims. You're right about that, Nikki. You're right about that. We're never told these things. We're taught about, the Reformation, the Catholic Church, and of course, maybe we learn about the Inquisition, or we learn about the Templars. Maybe most of us don't learn about that. We learn maybe about the Crusades a little bit, but we're never told that the Egyptians were Christians, that the Tunisians were Christians, that the Algerians were Christians, that the Moroccans were Christians, that the Syrians were Christians, that the Mongols were Christians, that Indians were Christians, that Chinese. No one ever tells us that. We're never taught that. I didn't learn that growing up. I had to learn that on my own. Yep. Had to learn that on my own. That's the problem with tolerance and giving respect where it's undeserved. Then, like little kids, they throw temper tantrums when they cannot get more of what they didn't deserve to have any. Correct. Spot on, Xavier. Spot on. Anyway, folks, at 5:30 this morning, which would be in a little over 5 hours, about 5 hours, I will be back on with Rugby Ascendant covering the Wallabies versus the All Blacks from Perth, South Africa, west or east. Yep, Perth. Anyway. What else? Now, here's an interesting one here. So this is an op-ed by Abby Makoa in the Toilet Paper Record, the IOL. And this is what he says. Here we go. Hang on a second. The United States has correctly gained an international reputation as a dishonest peace broker. Really? Where did that reputation come from? We've ended one war after another, about to end yet another war. A dishonest peace broker. Well, this is clearly a political activist. There's no need to look beyond Gaza, the epicenter of the failure. Yeah, sure, there's a need to look beyond Gaza and look at all the wars that the United States has ended and the epicenter of the failure of global diplomacy. Well, the failure of global diplomacy is not a signature of the United States with a bad reputation as a peace broker. That's the world that failed. Every credible institution in the world has described the ongoing Israeli genocide in Gaza since October 23. It is a human tragedy never seen in both scope and history. Are you serious? Have you heard of the Holocaust? Have you heard of the Khmer Rouge? Have you heard of Rwanda? More people were butchered in 6 weeks in Rwanda than have died in Gaza. Give me a freaking break. What kind of this hyperbole bullshit that's put in? How can you even publish this? Publishing somebody's opinion is fine, but when they factually make stuff up, this is just fiction. Fiction. Christian church has been in Ethiopia for a long time. Yes, that's right. And they're still there. Ethiopians are Christians. You just make this up. It's a human tragedy never seen in scope in history. Stalin killed more peasants by a figure of 8 to 1 or 10 to 1 than have died in Gaza. And you're going to tell me nothing's ever been seen like this before? This guy is clueless. The Chinese killed 40 million people in the Cultural Revolution. The Khmer Rouge killed millions of people. The Mongols killed 50 million people, maybe more. Never seen before an entire city of over 1.4 million people slaughtered, all put to the sword. One city by the Mongols. And we've never seen its scope and history. What the hell is this guy drinking? Within a period of only 2 years, the guy stripped home to 2 million people's lives in ruins. Yeah, and overnight, the city of Dresden lied in ruins. What's your point? Stalingrad lied in ruins. Königsberg lied in ruins. Berlin lied in ruins. What are you talking about? We've never seen this before. Night after night, 30,000 Germans murdered in a single night in a war crime committed by the United States. The firebombing of Dresden, targeting civilians to murder civilians, innocent women, children. What are you talking about? We've never seen this before. 30,000 people didn't die in one night in Gaza, you lying sack of manure. Officially, an estimated 65,000 Palestinians have been killed. 65,000. 850,000 Rwandans were murdered in 6 weeks. Unofficial estimates put the death toll at 100,000. Again, 850,000 Rwandans. Additionally, scores of Palestinians remain trapped in heaps of rubble from the ruins. On social media, visuals, and on Arabic international news channel, Al Jazeera, the destruction of Gaza is captured instantaneously thanks to technology. 12 times Security Councils attempted to rein in Israel by passing legally binding resolutions to halt the extermination of the Palestinian people. Okay, see, that's just bullshit. The Israelis aren't trying to exterminate the Palestinian people, because if they were, the Israeli army would be in Gaza indiscriminately, or in Judea indiscriminately killing Palestinians. It would invade Jordan to kill the 3 or 4 million Palestinians there. This is ridiculous. No one's trying to exterminate the Palestinian people. That's ludicrous. South Africa is the notable country to dare the U.S. and Western hegemony and the oxygen behind Israel's brutality towards the Western hegemony. You see, this guy's an idiot. France, Canada, Australia, the UK have all recognized the terror state of Hamas. How is that Western hegemony? They're on the side of the terrorist. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, one bomb killed more people in Hiroshima than have happened there. These people are just ludicrous. U.S. blind support of Israel in international and regional affairs leaves too much to be desired. Blind support? We forced Israel to end its attacks on Iran by becoming involved. And we're forcing Israel to end the activities in Gaza. This so-called rules-based world order of the U.S. and G7 backers oftentimes cited as a template for international relations. Nothing but a playbook, the powerful against the weak. Now, the G7 is an economic group, dipshit, not a peacemaking body, not an international organization. It's a group of economies, the G7. They don't make global policy when it comes to military and geostrategic relations. They make economic policy. So stop. Rules-based, the U.S. The U.S. rules-based? No. It's the United Nations. Stop. That the United States, aided by the sheepish complicity of the West, again, UK, Canada, Australia, France, have recognized the terror Hamas state. Abby McCoe is a publisher and editor of the Global South Media Network. The views expressed here reflect those of the Sunday Independent. Do not reflect them of the IOL. Good, because it's all bullshit. The guy is clueless. But you publish his garbage. You publish his garbage. Nothing but lies in here. No truth to any of it. Yeah, and they get salaries. Yeah, more people died from COVID than Gaza. That's right. The G7 doesn't have an army. Yeah, what a bullshit article. Yeah. No, but we have to expose these frauds. What did Nicey say? Or Nikki say? Anyway, Kenny Cunede has been reappointed the Joburg transportation boss. So apparently the DA has no genitals, but Gate McKenzie does. The DA threatens, the ANC ignores him. The PA threatens to walk out, and they get what they want. Who's the clever one here now? Mayor Dada Marrero bows to pressure to reinstate Cunede after committing to hand post the EFF. So now Dada Marrero looks like an idiot. So he's been appointed. Kenny Cunede, who hangs out with gangsters and murderers. He goes to the homes of gangsters and murderers, and he's reappointed. The sheriff has attached the ANC's assets and FNB bank account towards ANC's debit. Are you talking about the party plan? Did they never get the 102 million rand? Huh. Hello from New Zealand. Thanks. Jeffrey Bernard, you're very welcome. DA hasn't had balls since Zuma sold them for Muti. I didn't know that happened. More. Oh, yeah, you see, there's Bernie the Bison. He is right back there, folks. Bernie the Bison. Yep. Where am I? I got to put my Winnie the Pooh dolls up at some point, but not yet. Anyway. Even my pet gecko knows what the G7 is. They can only open so many cases against Israel. Here we go. So what are they going to do now? Exactly, Charles. What did I say? Bernie? Bert. Yeah, it's Bert. Sorry. Did I say Bernie? I meant Bert. Thank you, Nikki. Bert. How did I like to be back at PA? Well, I love being out west. It was nice. And it was great doing the earlier streams, 7 o'clock. This was 9 o'clock, which is very, very, civilized for me to do this at 9 o'clock in the evening. I enjoyed it. It was nice. But now it's almost midnight. Actually, that's 1 minute off. It's lost a minute while I was out of town. It's Bert. It's Bert, not Bernie. It's Bert. Sorry, Bert the Bison. Sorry, Bert. I named him after the character from Doc Martin. Bert Large. So you guys can remember it that way. He's named after Bert. Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's was a great movie, man. I almost wet myself laughing when I watched it. I was at Fairchild Air Force Base in Spokane, Washington when I watched that movie. It was so funny. I was traveling across the country in 1989, headed back to active duty after graduating from college in the summer of 1989, going across Interstate 90. And I went to Spokane and stayed at the Fairchild Air Force Base, place where a B-52 crashed later on. But I was there, and that was the nicest thing. For $8 or $12, I stayed in visiting Distinguished General Officer Quarters. I was a second lieutenant with a red reserve ID card. And I was the only officer that was checking in the base that day, so they put me in a Gucci room. They had like an 80-inch television, this is 1989, with like 100 channels. I must have been some kind of satellite thing, or amazing cable service. And 2 or 3 bedrooms, and it was amazing. Hip was problematic sometimes and was okay sometimes. It's going to have to get the injection or be replaced. I want the injection, try to delay this as long as possible. So I've got to go in. I've been busy because I was gone. I should now have a couple of referrals to go to sports medicine. I'll call them and say, do you do injections? If they do the injection, then I'll go to them and get it, because these other people want to just cut my leg apart and stick a piece of plastic in there. Bert needs a girlfriend. I don't know about that. All the retired spies are out there in the bush, says Arctic. Well, it takes money, my friend. The lots that I could have bought for $3,000 in 1990 and for $11,000 in 1994 are now $55,000 and up for the same piece of property. Just the land, before you even build anything. I don't know that anything repairs cartilage. I just know that it lubricates the joint. So, good morning, Leslie Ann Moon. Welcome to you. I would live in Washington State where Dogzilla lives, except that it's a tax-hungry state run by leftists who have a 10% sales tax or something like that. In addition, they have an automobile tax on top of that, and they charge you a fortune to register your car. They're crazy with taxes in Washington State. And there's too many damn people there, especially leftists. The software industry has brought in a bunch of wackadoodles that have really, altered the politics of that state. In Seattle, it was nice 30 years ago, not so great now. Spokane's lovely, and I like the Cascades, but you can't live there. It's a national park. So Olympia's nice in Washington. That's the capital. The 8 balls were bought by Zuma down a fire pole. 55,000. Come on, man. Well, I got some lovely pictures of that. Let me see if I can actually bring some of those up. Hang on, because I think I've got. Let me see. I'll show you where this is at. Hang on, I got to get, there's the lake. Okay, here we go. This should do it. I'm going to find where it says Star Valley Ranch. Here it is. Okay, and then, I'll go from here. And where do I need to end? What's this? Hey, this is this picture. Okay, that's already too far. So let me see where I need to end. Okay, all right, I'll go to there. Okay, so when I get to the diorama, that's when I'll end. So here's Star Valley Ranch. Let me sequence through these. Okay. Okay, why is it not going the way it's supposed to? Stupid thing. Come on. All right, here we go. We got it. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start. Okay, and I'll cycle through these pictures and show you guys these photographs, okay? All right, here we go. You guys ready? Saw a lot of videos of people, and I don't want to be complaining about Californians. Yeah, that's true. It is true, Emerald. It's been going on for 35 years. That's true. That's absolutely true. And now, places like Twin Falls, the prices have been driven up because they're taking on so many refugees. I saw at least 600 refugees from all over the world. None of them white, except a handful of South Africans who were there. Not that it matters what color they are, but changing the ethnic character of that place entirely. So let's take a look at this. All right, so here is Star Valley, and it's up against that mountain behind that silo right there. That's where Star Valley Ranch is located. And I think I need to go this way. Nope, I need to go the other way. Here we go, this way. Okay, there you go. This is taken out the window of the car. It was raining that morning. That one's a little fuzzy. Fuzzy. There we go. Somebody's got a nice house there, big yard. But that's not Star Valley Ranch. Star Valley Ranch is up there at the base of the mountain. So this is pretty cool. I love this. This is a property on the way to Star Valley Ranch, just about a quarter mile from it. Wyoming, the way America used to be. That's right, the way America used to be. Dogzilla says they have no income tax. That's correct. No, Washington State's not a wonderful place to live. You got nasty ants. There you go. You got all kinds of pollen. And I just said lovely things about Spokane, about Olympia, and about the Cascades. So stop misrepresenting what I said. Okay, Star Valley Ranch is up there. Before you go up that hill, you turn right where the trees start. And all of that up against the mountain is Star Valley Ranch. And it's in a couple sections there. Here you go, established. It's actually a town now. When I was out there in 1994, it wasn't a town. It was just lots. Now the population is large enough that they've incorporated it as a town, their own town. Yeah, so Star Valley Ranch is the name of the town. Here's some of the houses. Now, not all the houses are impressive. Some are incredible. Some are just average. There's one under construction. Most of the roads aren't paved even 30 years later. Just the main roads are paved. All kinds of houses. That one's fuzzy. There's a house. That's a nice spot. Look at the yellow trees. That's the quaking aspens. Now that's nice. It's big. Almost a Swiss style. Not quite. More like a Western Ranch style. Yeah, the yellow trees are the quaking aspen. Look at those. You get beautiful quaking aspen there. It was stunning. Look at that. That's a gravel road, and there's lots available there. And there's the fire hydrant. I thought I deleted that. Fire hydrants are placed throughout the area. Look at that. This is where homes are. That's a road going up to a draw there. Lovely spot. Couple lots available there. Wait till you see what crossed in front of me here in a moment. I'll show you in a few moments. That's fuzzy. There's one for sale by Sotheby's, a lot. Somebody got a camper up in there. Some people that build houses only live a part of the year. Look at that. That's just stunning. Yeah, very peaceful, very lovely. There are golf courses built into the community. Star Valley Ranch, there's one of the golf courses right there. That's a big house on the corner there. That's the other side of it. More of the golf course. Mule deer. Look at this. Walked right in front of me. Ran right in front of me. I almost couldn't get the camera ready. Dogzilla says, where I live, there's a number you call if you see a pothole. Well, a lot of people have that. That's awesome. Good to see it gets fixed the next day. No Walmart, no Starbucks, no liquor store. There is a liquor store. There is no Walmart. There's no Starbucks. There's an Albertsons in Afton, though. Look at that. That's a nice place. Biltong. Xavier says fresh biltong. Look at that. Look at that's the mountains on the opposite side. That's the west side of Star Valley. Isn't that just gorgeous? And that's in Jackson. That's Jackson, so I'll stop there. Unless you have big money, prepare to stay put and learn to live in plain sight. Yeah, it takes a lot of money to live out there. A lot of wealthy people. A lot of wealthy people. Okay, so that's that. Okay, cool. Yeah, Joey von Vike, good morning to you. Beautiful area. Wow, it looks a lot like White River and Sabie River in South areas. It's just gorgeous. But those quaking aspen, I love quaking aspen. First time I was up there was in September, and they were turning yellow like that. It's just beautiful. No electric fences, no high walls, no spikes, no home invasions, no robberies, no gang rapes, no murders. Yeah. Estelle says, why are my messages not posting? They're being deleted. I don't see any of your messages being deleted. I see your message first time you post it. Must be YouTube playing games with you. Have you written something that's bad words that they take people out for? Okay. Yeah, no, it's just amazing. It's gorgeous. But like I said, the property I was going to buy in 1990 at $3,400 for a lot, then was $11,500. And now, because there's so many people there, the home association fees have come way down. Apparently only like $400 a year. That's not bad. I can pay $400 a year, so I could buy a lot. I just wish they weren't $50,000. If they were $5,000 or $10,000, I'd probably buy a piece of land out there. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the grass is greener, folks. But yeah, there are drawbacks. I mean, first off, none of those places are in city sewer. Everyone has a septic tank. I'd prefer to have city sewer. And you have to drill a well. So there's no, I don't know why you'd have to drill a well, because there is water piped to the fire hydrant. So I'm not sure how that works. Electricity is run out there, and it's a town now, so that's made a lot better. But yeah, it's not the only place, but that's just that place. But buying a farm out there is impossible, because the farms are handed down from one generation to the other, and they almost never go on sale. When they do, they go for millions, so you'd have to be really wealthy. Yep. But it's just stunning there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Yep, absolutely gorgeous. Mountains. Yes, Shawnee, I love the mountains. Love me some mountains. Fantastic. If I get the hip fixed, then I'll be back in business. Back to hiking again. Yep. Martin Fundameva, welcome to you. I see you're late, but that's okay. The interview with Chris Ehlers, Alan, as I mentioned earlier today on the news program, is on Sunday. It was supposed to be on Friday, but I had 2 rugby games. I didn't get to bed till 3 a.m. last night, and I had a lot to do. So Chris agreed to do it with me on Sunday. It'll be Sunday, Transgenders, a Personal Journey. Transgenderism, a Personal Journey, with Chris Ehlers. That'll be on Sunday, okay? If you're interested in that, okay? And on Tuesday, I have an interview with one of the refugees. I've got to coordinate that probably on Sunday. Excuse me. And they got 6 rugby games to call this week. You did 2 today, the Stormers game. They won that game 26-10. They missed the bonus point. I think Evan Ruiz knocked it on at the end. I think that's who it was. And then the Sharks were just insipid. They were terrible. And they finished 17-17 tie. Yep. Yep. Anyway. Yeah. So Kate McKenzie looks like has more influence at the ANC than the DA does. Interesting. So this is why the G20 is a joke. Let me explain to you why the G20 is a joke. It's supposed to be an economic gathering. But what is their focus? On gender equality and youth. That's not the role of the G20. You see what happens when you let more people inside your tent? They pervert what your purpose is. Hardik says, for us, a tie is a win. Honestly, not heard any gunshot ever except at a gun range. I don't look. My doors are around. I wouldn't be amazed at all, Dogzilla. That's much of America. Yeah. Yeah. Buy the property already. Don't be such a cheapskate. Even Jan van Riebeck would have signed up the deal by now. Yeah, Heinrich, but Jan had the sponsorship of the Dutch East India Company. I don't have the sponsorship, and my super chats are few and far between. So I'd have to liquidate some assets to buy the property. But it's gorgeous. I'll tell you what, if I buy property out there, you guys can come by and visit. I'll even let you put your tent on my yard for a couple days. Yeah, so that's what the G20's up to. What else? I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to cover today. Oh, the South Africa is sending 5 cops to France to investigate the death of Matatwa. That seems strange. So the Stormers are top of the standings again. That's pretty cool. Interesting article talking about the status of national parks, which in Kiplinger's, the financial magazine. I was in the national parks the day before they shut down, the day they shut down. You can go in the parks, and you don't pay anything, which is pretty cool. Now that is in California there. El Capitan, that is a beautiful site in California. I've been to that park as well. Yep. Do they shut down? Well, all the services shut down. The visitor centers are shut, but you can drive into the parks. Cost you nothing. Inkwell Odyssey, 35 Rand, Super Chat on your birthday. Thank you so much. Michael Byrne, hello to you. Hey, Mike, what are you doing up this hour, man? It's after midnight. Missed second half of the Sharks game due to internet that failed. Sorry about that, Conrad. Yeah, they ruined your Subaru. Oh, yeah, I didn't look at my Subaru. Let me take a look at that. Jeez, I don't even know if I even picked my Subaru. I better check on that now. Subaru dashboard. Live results. My picks didn't go in. I had three no picks. What the hell? Shoot, I got upcoming. Good thing you mentioned Super Brew. Australia, New Zealand. I'm going to pick Australia by 5. Gutsy pick there. Argentina, South Africa by 17. Wow, man. I lost 3 picks. That sucks. That sucks. Damn it. Didn't get them in. Okay, so I missed no pick. Okay, now we got pick here. Connick, we'll go Connick by 10 or 12 over Scarlets. Benetton, Glasgow, it's at home. Glasgow was lucky to win last week. Benetton should have won. I'm still gonna go with Glasgow by 5. Bulls and Leinster. I want to say the Bulls by 5. Munster, Cardiff, Munster easily by 9. Zebra Parma over the Lions. Zebra looked pretty good last week. I'm gonna say Zebra Parma by 5. Going out on a limb there. All right, so damn it, I lost those. I hate that when my picks don't go in. All right, so now I've got. Well, I picked Bath and I won it. So how does this one go in? But none of my other picks went in. Exeter and Newcastle. I'll go with Exeter by 6. Leicester and Harlequins. I'll go with Leicester by 4. Saracens and Bristol. Oh, that's a tough one. Bristol's tough. They were good last year. I'm going to pick Bristol by 7. Gloucester and Northampton. I'll go with Northampton by 7. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right. And then what else have I got here? Okay, I'm good till next week, the 10th of October. Damn it, that sucks. So my picks didn't go in. I know I picked them, but it didn't go. So that sucks. I mean, I would always pick the Stormers. I didn't forget to pick Conrad because one of my picks was in for the Premiership. How are the other picks not there? Something didn't work. Andre says, cheers, everybody. Thank you for your awesome program again. Be back for the rugby. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to hit the rack then. It's time to hit the rack. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Dogzilla, thank you for being here, too. Please stop trolling. We enjoy when you're actually contributing and not trolling. Anyway, thanks for being here, folks. There you have it. Well, 118 people here. Now I'm going away, and everybody shows up. Now I got to hit the rack, though, folks. I need to get some rest, some beauty sleep. Have you visited the wild coast of South Africa? As a kid, I hiked it up and down. It was often invited to stay with the chief at his kraal. No, I haven't been to the wild coast. I've been to the whale coast. I've been to the west coast. I've been to the east coast, but I haven't been to the wild coast. There are parts of the shoreline of South Africa I've yet to see, especially a lot of the Eastern Cape. All right, that's going to do it, folks. Cheers, cheers. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you later. I will be back for Rugby Ascended at 5:30 my time, which is in a little over 5 hours. Night, everybody. And hopefully you can tune into Rugby Ascended. Join me for the Wallabies and All Blacks, and then it's the the Springboks against the Pumas at Twickenham. All right? Ciao. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the viewership, and have a lovely evening. Bye-bye, everybody.